In the video released on September 27, the dangers of bugging out, or the good and bad of bugging out, I'm going to leave it one of these top corners. I explicitly said to y'all that bugging out was a really bad idea. But in that video, a good conversation happened, and one question was posed on the comment section, and essentially it got confused with what is a bug out bag and a get home bag. Well, today I'm going to talk to you all about the dangers of a bug out bag and the difference between a bug out bag and a get home bag, because they are not the same, honestly. Now, for references, what you see behind me is nothing more than my everyday carry shoulder bag. That is the one that I take with me when I go ATVing, when I go hunting, when I leave the house. No, I do not leave it in the car. I bring it inside every single day. The reason why is because, well, guys, I live in Alaska. It gets awfully cold in here. The other question that I got about this bag specifically was, why do I have a plastic 32-ounce bottle instead of a stainless steel? Well, if you ever been in the cold, if you put metal in your mouth, well, you're gonna get stuck. And the moment that you remove that, skin is gonna come off. Plastic does not do that. So that is the reason. There is, however, a nesting cup in there for me to cook and boil water and all of that good stuff. Now, the other thing is that I want to emphasize on this. Bug out is essentially a larger bag. Bug out is for a minimum of 72 hours. Get home bag is 24 hours. It's something grab, go, and move. That is your goal with a get home bag. The bug out bag, however, well, let's say that you need to have everything on your back because now you become a mule, that you have to carry everything in order to get to that location. So a bug out bag is essentially heavy. And a lot of people always say, well, you can cut down the weight here and that. Well, 3 days. You need to have water for 3 days. That is a gallon per person per day. That is 3 gallons. Each gallon of water weighs about 8 pounds. So that right there is about 24 pounds. So that's 24 pounds just in water. Now, add all the other gear. Guys, I'm telling y'all, it is very rare to see a bug out bag less than 50 pounds. Very rare. Now, I don't care how fit you are. I don't care if you're in your youth, you used to carry a rucksack that it was 80 pounds, 120 pounds. Listen, in your second day, you're gonna feel it. If you go uphill with a bag that heavy, you're gonna feel it. You will not be able to move as fast as a person with an 8-pound bag. You just won't. That's just the reality of it. So let's go through the process. And like I mentioned before, one is for 3 days and the other one is for 24 hours. So 24 hours, I will always say have it. Have it. It doesn't have to be big. Look, not big at all. Not big at all. Bug out, on the other hand, well, bug out, you guys know how I feel about bugging out. It's just a bad idea. You become a refugee. You leave everything behind. It's just more bad than good. More bad than good. Now, if you disagree with me, let me know in the comment section below. A lot of people disagree with me. A lot of people think that I'm just crazy. And then people need to grab their bag and head for the hills where there's going to be 1,001 other people fighting for the same squirrel. But I'm crazy. Nonetheless, a bug out bag will give you a very false sense of security. You think you're going to have enough supplies there to last you for a long time. I can tell you for a fact that it takes a lot to pack for 3 days just for one person. How do I know that? Well, let's think about that. I'm always camping, I'm always fishing, I'm always hunting. I try to spend more time in the woods that I want to spend in my house. I don't know. You tell me. How do I know that? Again, false sense of security. That's the number one reason that a bug out bag is a double-edged sword. False sense of security. You think you can rely on that equipment to save your life. Well, let me tell you something, and this is factual as well. A lot of people a lot of people cut corners, and the first thing they do is, well, I'm not gonna get quality gear. I'm gonna get whatever is cheaper in Amazon, and I have it because I have it in my bug out bag. No, not all gear will make equal at all. At all. Period. And that is fact. The other thing is you have a limited capacity in that bug out bag. The idea of you honestly surviving on a bug out bag for endless amount of time, it's just not there. It's not true. It is not true. You can put it as much as you want, but like I said before, just water. You need to have at least 3 gallons of water. Now, I hear this all the time. Well, Billy, you got to get water from the streams and do this and do that. How about if you don't have it? The whole purpose of you having that bug out bag is for that bag to support you for a minimum of 3 days. Therefore, you need to have everything for 3 days, including water. We mentioned already the weight issue. I had not seen a single bug out bag that is less than 50 pounds. You now, depending on gear, that it may or may not be reliable. And that is true. You guys need to understand something. I get frustrated when I see this type of things. Because, again, I spend a lot of time up there testing things, making sure that things work. And when I see online, especially online, people making claims, this is my bug out bag and this is the ultimate bug out bag, and I see all of that nonsense. The fact of the matter, the moment, let me put it like this: the moment that you see a bug out bag with toilet paper in it, that is auto bullshit. Anybody who has spent a minimum time in the woods or in the outdoors will tell you flat out, without a doubt, never bring toilet paper. Never bring toilet paper because it's not good at all. What you do is you bring paper towels or you get wipes, because toilet paper does not perform in the wilderness. That's it. Plain and simple. So that moment that you see somebody sharing, oh, this is my TP, and bam. No, that's the first sign right there. That person has a lot to learn. A lot to learn. A lot. Plain and simple. When they show you a $12 knife, and they're like, oh yeah, we can do this and we can batoon with this and no. That's why you have hatchets. That's why you have saws. I'm telling you, there is a lot of misinformation up there. Now, that is a bug out bag. A get home bag. I mentioned before, a get home bag is just for 24 hours. For 24 hours, you really don't need a whole bunch. In fact, the idea of a get home bag is move as fast as you can so you can get back home. Right? So, again, you don't need that much gear. You can cut back significant on the amount of gear that you have. You should always have water. You should always have some food. You should always have a defense tool and a cutting tool. Always, no matter what. The whole TP thing, again, paper towels or wipes. That's it, plain and simple. You can get a Ziploc bag, put it in there, and you golden. Here's the other thing, and I want you all to hear me out. There is a lot of buy this so you can survive type of deals out there. A lot of people will say that. A lot of people will definitely try to push something. You know, I want you all to survive. I want you all to be happy. I want you all to live, to be old and gray. And if you don't listen, you're just not going to make it. Plain and simple. And the fact of the matter is that just because you come across somebody saying something that it may resonate with you, does not mean that that something is actual truth. You really have to become mindful of the things that you listen to and that you implement to your plans. Because the fact of the matter is, it is at the end of the day up to you. Up to you. How do you do things? We can provide you ideas, but ultimately it is up to you whether or not you want to, implement those ideas or not. Now, if you follow bad advice, you're definitely going to have a bad outcome. If you follow good advice, well, your outcome probably will be much better. Just saying. Always remember, bug out bag and get home bag are totally different. They are not the same. One is for 72 hours and the other one is for 24 hours. One weighs a shitload and the other one does not. One is for, well, let's say long periods of time, and the other one is just get home and get safe again. One will give you a false sense of security. This one will secure you live by you making it back alive. That's it. Plain and simple, y'all. Plain and simple. Do not ignore the dangers of a bug out bag. It will give you a false sense of security. You have limited capacity. You have weight issues, and you may be depending on gear that is not reliable. So hopefully this video gives you an idea and guides you in the right direction to make a proper, educated decision that it will not put your life in danger. With that being said, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like I was rock on, prep on, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye, everybody.